Alright, quick update. So I got the door on. I went ahead and put the handle and the new lock. Make sure everything fits and works correctly. I also put on the trim. This will get repainted satin black, as well as this. This is the incorrect window sweep with the chrome. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Penny LS1 checking in with an update. Y'all see what's going on. So for those of you who are not following me on Instagram, go ahead and do that right now at Penny LS1. I post more updates on there prior to posting them on YouTube. Check me out also on TikTok at Penny LS1, but go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Make sure you click the notification bell as well. So as you can see, we got a lot going on. So last time y'all saw me, I was got the doors in. I was trying to get them put on. So I got them put on. So I'm in the process of putting all the internals in. I've actually got the driver's side already completed. So I've got the lock mechanism in, everything except for the power lock. I've got the power window in. So just to give you a quick demo, where the keys go? Oh, they're still in the ignition. Just to show you, I got everything in, and the power windows do work. Let's give it a quick little test. So that works. I got the lock mechanism in, excuse me. Got everything functional. Now I haven't put the power door actuator or the power lock actuator in. I actually ordered a new set, but I did go ahead and put the handle. I riveted it in. I went and bought a rivet gun, just something, you know, economical, nothing fancy. But I'm gonna take all this stuff apart for paint, but I wanted to get it together to make sure everything is gonna work correctly. And like I said in my last video, shout out to the big homie Warren G-Body. I watched his video where he did the New Relics kit in the Elko, the New Relics regulator kit and everything. And what I took from his video was to mark the areas before you disassemble the old door, so that way you know where things need to go, because there's so many holes on this door, and if you've never done this, you can get a little discombobulated. So I did that prior to taking them off, prior to taking everything out of the original door. So that worked out pretty good. And so like I said, I'm waiting on I ordered two new regulators, because this one, I think it was the driver's side, when you hit the keyless entry, the popper opens, it unlocks it, but you can hear it move, but it doesn't push the rod all the way up, so you can't open the door. So you have to literally still put the key in there to completely unlock it. So I figured these were a little worn out. They do work, but I ordered a new set. And then also mention on the power window, the driver's side works fine. The passenger side, however, went up a little slow. So when I purchased the vehicle, the guy I bought it from did tell me that he had bought a new one, just hadn't installed it. So this has been in the trunk the whole time I've had the car. I've already plugged it up and it does work, and it moves fine. See, I got my car cover ready to go. So I'm getting ready to bust this door down, get all the internals out of that one, because I went ahead just this morning, I went ahead and put the passenger side door on. So these doors, I mean, they're aftermarket, but they actually went on pretty simple. This side went a whole lot faster because I'd spent a lot of time on the other side. So now I know how to do it. But technically you're supposed to do this with the fenders off, because there's a lot of adjustability. As you can see, my brother helped me. Actually, we just took the hood off about 5 minutes ago. So now I'm gonna take these fenders off. Like I said, I'm getting ready to actually paint the jambs. I'm getting ready to paint the door jambs on the car and the doors. But before I do that, I want to see if I can get this gap closed prior to painting everything, just to make sure that I'm able to get it. And like I said, you take the fenders off, there's the bolts. You can actually access all the bolts for the door. As you can see right here, see how this door right now is it's not level. There's adjustability. You can actually loosen the bolts on the hinge, and you can actually pull this door, pull it out like that to bring that out. Now, as far as this fender goes, I can't remember who gave me this advice, but I also watched Sprayway when he was doing the Malibu for Ike. Initially, I thought it was possibly the core support bushings, and it may still be that. But I did have a guy told me, he said, before I do that, he said, jack the frame up on whatever side you're working on, and it'll lift the fender. So basically loosen all the bolts, jack it up, and it should close the gap, and then you can tighten everything. So I'm gonna try that first, because I was initially thinking it was the core support bushings because it's just like it's sagging. But it's got the same gap on both sides, as you can see. It was like that before I took the original doors off. So let me close that up real quick. And this side is actually a little bit worse, see? So we'll get that situated, like I say, before I paint. And also, while I got the hood off, I need to adjust these hinges. I never did get these adjusted, mainly because I didn't have nobody to help me take the hood off. So like I say, since my brother is here, we did that. So now I can adjust these while I got it off, because I had them up too high. I need to bring it down just a little bit so that the hood will go flush with that. So that's what we got going on. And if you haven't seen the color, this is the color. Hold on, let me adjust this light. So this is the color I'm going with. So it's not like a color reveal, because I sprayed this hood some months ago. I think it was the end of last summer. So I don't know how well the camera is picking it up, but it is a white pearl, or pearl white, however you want to call it. It is a 3-stage. The base coat is actually, it's a custom mix. I kind of tweaked the House of Color formula. I've mixed in the base coat. Base coat is supposed to just be pure white, and then you put the pearl over it. I mixed pearl and metallics in the base coat. So there's silver pearl, white pearl, and then some metallics in the base coat. So it looks a little different than what the factory or what the original formula from House of Color, but I just wanted to put a little twang to it. So that's the color right there. And here's all the material. Material ready to go. I actually just got this in a couple days ago. This is the sealer. Finally got back in stock. I got some more coming, but this will be enough for the jams. When COVID hit, man, this stuff was on back order. Well, actually, I take it back. The sealer was in stock. It was the hardener that they were out of stock on, so you couldn't get this hardener. And they say you should only use this hardener, so I didn't want to take a chance and use some other hardener and mess it up. So we got that in stock. That's for the jam. And I got just enough left of this. This is probably half a quart of base and almost 3/4 of the pearl. This is what I used when I did the hood, and then when I sprayed the fender liners and I painted the fender jams as well. So I got enough of that paint in just these 2 cans right here to spray the door jams, the doors themselves, the inside jams of the doors, the jams on the car, and I'm also getting ready to do the trunk jams. I'm gonna do the trunk jams, the underside of the trunk, and the tail panel, or the rear panel, rear body panel. So all that's gonna be done with that, and then I got this left to do the car. So that should be plenty. There's 3 quarts of base, and it's a whole quart of pearl. I may get another quart mixed up of pearl just to be safe, because I don't know how many coats I want to put. I did 3 when I painted the jams, but I probably do 4 when I do the exterior. It just depends on what it looks like. And like I said, I do have more sealer coming in, and of course I still got my gallon of clear, gallon of reducer, and then my activator for the clear coat. So we got all the materials ready to go. I just got to get prepped up. I got a lot of sanding to do on these jams, get those ready to paint, but I got plenty of tape. So I got some of the wide tape, and I got some regular narrow tape, so we can get everything masked up. And then like I say, this is the car cover. So when I paint the jams, I'm basically cover the whole car, and then just cut out the jams in the trunk area. I'm gonna paint the trunk on the car, the jam portion of it, or the underside of the trunk. I'm just gonna paint it on the car. Like I say, you won't even see it anyway. So if I don't get it perfect, nobody's gonna know. I said my goal was to try to make it to Whip Fest, Texas Whip Fest, but I don't want to rush myself, because it's a month away. I think it's Father's Day weekend in June, and we are Memorial weekend right now. So, but I do have time. So this is Saturday. Memorial Day is Monday coming up. I'm off all next week, so I got plenty of time to get some stuff done. It's humid as I don't know what today, so nothing's gonna be done today, obviously, because I got a lot of prep work to do. But so I got next week off, and then I got 2 weeks after that I'm off again for another week. So I should have plenty of time to get this car painted. That's my goal. Jam's gonna be done this week for sure. Not sure when the video gonna drop, but I'm probably not gonna record while I'm painting it, but you guys will get an updated video with the jams painted, doors painted, jams, trunk, underside trunk, and trunk jams. And then probably 2 weeks after that, once I put the doors back on, get everything back together, and then I just need to, all I gotta do is block the outside. The body work is already done on the car. I just need to block it and get that ready for paint. The only thing that I haven't really touched was the rear bumper. I'll probably paint that off the car since it's just a rear bumper. It's not like the front where this actually has a lot of, you can't really paint this one off the car, otherwise it won't match up to because the way it comes up over the top there. So, but we got a lot going on. We got a lot more to do. And if y'all haven't been watching, I did go ahead and install the Dakota Digital. I went with the RTX 86, the 86 line, because the gauges are a little different for the 86 model. I think 86 and 87, if I'm not mistaken. So I got everything hooked up as far as the gauges. The only thing I'm working on now is getting the gear shift indicator to work. I actually reached out to Dakota tech support because I couldn't get my BIM module to show the gauges or the gear selector on the gauge. I programmed the BIM module, to turn the gauge indicator on, and it's still not showing. I got it in the cluster to where it shows. Matter of fact, let me get it here. It'll show on the cluster, but it doesn't move when you shift the gears. So let me just use the toggle switch and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I got it where it'll pop up on the left side, I think. Yeah. So that's the mileage. So you see it right there. But if you notice, right now it's not even, it's in park, but look what it's showing on the screen. And then if I move it, it doesn't move at all. So that's what I'm troubleshooting now. So when I talked to tech support at Dakota Digital, I told them everything that I had, you know, transmission and everything, LS swap into this vehicle. The guy told me that it could possibly be because the computer doesn't have a stock tune. That's what he said. I don't know. So if y'all running this setup with a 1260E with a standalone harness, if you have this, if you have the BIM module, let me know if you were able to get the gauge indicator to show up with the 460E with the, like I say, with the non-stock tune. Because basically he was trying to tell me, because if my tune isn't stock, it may not be recognizing the shifter or the gear shift through the computer. So I don't know. So basically what his solution to me was to get the GS3000, which actually I already have. And the reason I bought it was because I wanted to use it. I'm going to be using that as my neutral safety switch, as well as my reverse light trigger. So when I hook that up, it will display the gauges, the gears on the cluster, but you're supposed to be able to get that with just using the BIM module. I've had a bunch of people tell me that, so I have it. I can't get it to work, so y'all let me know if y'all got it to work, what y'all did. But like I say, I do have the I think it's the GSS 3000. I will be able to get the gears to show up, but I'm gonna have to hook that up before that will work properly. But I do need that because I need a neutral safety switch, which I don't have. Ask me how I found out, which I started the car, I believe it was in drive, and that sucker, if I didn't have my wheel chocks, it would have been in the street because I had it facing the other way. So I need the neutral safety switch, and I also need the reverse lights. And actually, I was gonna show you that while I was under the dash. I actually I unplugged it. I unplugged the from the neutral safety switch from the factory neutral safety switch on these cars. This is the plug right here. Hold on, let me lighten this up a little bit. So this is the plug right here that goes to your neutral safety switch. The green, I think it's the green wire. It might be the blue. I'll double check in the back. But basically, I'm just gonna take this wire off here, off this plug, and that'll go right into my the GSS box for reverse or back. I think it's backup. It'll go into the backup input, and that way when the car goes into reverse, that will send a 12-volt signal to this wire, and that'll illuminate the reverse lights. Let me see, I think it's blue. I keep saying green. Yes, yeah, it's this one right here. But yeah, so it's the green wire. Wait, is it that one? Yeah, it's that one. So all I did was I put how did I figure that out? Oh, I ran a wire from the cigarette lighter, which is a constant 12 volt, to that, and this light came on. So it's already grounded, but the way it works is when you put it in reverse, that's what. Let me explain it. The neutral safety switch on the column has a 12 volt key on wire, and then a constant. The constant is the wire that's running to the tail lights, to the reverse light. The 12 volt ignition is running from, I guess, the fuse panel. So when you put it in reverse, the 12 volt wire connects to the constant 12 volt. The ignition 12 volt connects to the constant 12 volt, which completes the circuit. Because basically, when you're not in reverse, the circuit is open. It's already grounded, but it's not closed on the positive side. So it's just like a relay, I guess. So when you put it in reverse, it closes that circuit, sends 12 volts to the reverse lights, and that's what illuminates them. So that wire, I'm just going to run straight to my GSS 3000 box, and it'll act the same way, because that box is programmed to when you put the car in reverse, it's going to send 12 volts to that particular wire. So that's my solution for that. So right now I'm just waiting on FedEx to deliver my door lock actuator, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get both of those mocked up, make sure they unlock the door like they're supposed to. And like I say, I'm gonna do this off camera, but I'm gonna go ahead and bust this door down, get all those internals out. And the main reason I want to do that, because with this new motor going in, there's these right here, the bolts that hold this to the door. You can't get to them with the deal on the car. It's like I had to drill. Matter of fact, I didn't show y'all that, but I had to drill. Let me find my hose. So I had to drill 2 holes or 3 holes. I don't know what I did with the hose. So, oh, here it is. I had to drill holes to access it. And I'm sure y'all have seen this before. But that way in the future, if you ever have to replace this motor. So I had to drill a hole right there. That's a bolt. There's a bolt right there. And then I haven't put this one in, but I had to drill that hole. That way you can take the motor off without dropping the regulator, because I mean, that's just pointless. And then this right here, as you can see, they replaced this motor. It's been replaced before, because this right here, these are nuts and bolts, whereas from the factory, this thing is riveted to the from the factory is riveted on, and I'll show you on the other door. But what I used was, I just went and got I think this is a 7/8 hole saw. Now be careful when you're using this. I didn't have that problem because I actually did it with it off the door. But if you're drilling through the door, be careful with this drill bit, because once you cut a hole through the door, it's going to go right through and hit that bolt. So just FYI. But you can actually take this off. Once you got the hose in there, then you can just take this off with the regulator in place. That way you don't have that problem going forward. So I'm gonna do that on this other door before I put everything in. I'm gonna drill those holes. Like I say, the one from the factory, the motor is screwed to the door, but the bracket itself is actually riveted. So as you can see on here, so right here you can see these 4 rivets right here. That's what's holding the whole assembly to the door. And then the motor itself, you can't see it, but there's those 4 bolts are still in there. So I'm gonna have to drill. I can take this off, because what I'm doing is I'm gonna drill these rivets out. The whole thing will drop, and then while I got it dropped, because I don't know if you can pull this thing out. I've tried to. You probably can pull it out through this gap right here with the motor bolted to the regulator, but shit, I wasn't able to get it out. So once you get it dropped, then you can just take those 4 bolts off to get the motor out. But my point is, if you had to replace this, you don't want to have to drop this just to get the motor out, because if you do, you got to take the glass off. You don't want to do that and risk breaking your glass, because if once you take this off, like I say, this whole thing is going to drop, and if you got your glass connected to it, you know what I'm saying, you take a chance of that glass breaking if you're not paying attention. So just a heads up on that. Somebody else hit me up and asked me what I'm gonna be doing with these doors. I mean, honestly, man, once I get done painting and everything, they gonna be ready to go, man. So if anybody's interested, it's just gonna be the shell. There's gonna be nothing inside these doors. I got everything coming out. All the doors, all the window stoppers, the motors out, the scissor mechanisms out, the latch, door handles, everything. So, but if you're interested, like I say, the outside part, the shells are pretty good. Well, the skins are pretty good. It's just the shell part that had this rust in it. So if you're interested, man, if you need it, man, just hit me up. Both of them will be for sale. I can't ship them. I mean, I can, but I ain't trying to ship them, man. I actually kept the box from the new one. So I got a box. I cut one of them up already. But if you live local, man, if you're close to me somewhere in Dallas-Fort Worth area, man, if you're serious, man, if you got the money, if you really want to get them, you're gonna have to come pick them up, because I don't have a truck either. Because normally I would meet you at Summit Racing for something like this, to, you know, to swap parts. But I don't have a truck, so if you want them, man, just, you know, shoot me, make me an offer. If you're serious with it, shoot me a deposit, and then I'll shoot you the address. You can come pick them up. And then I'll possibly gonna be selling this engine right here. Let me explain something real quick, because I ain't even tell y'all what my plans was for this engine. But the plans fell through, and I haven't addressed it yet. So let me grab a seat and sit down and holler at y'all for a second. All right, so as far as this is a 5.3. It's a iron block 5.3. So as far as this goes, my plans was to supercharge this. I was gonna send it to the machine shop, get it all forged internals, and get it ready for boost. And I wasn't gonna put it in mini skirt, but I was gonna put it in whatever my next project vehicle was gonna be. So after a couple years of searching and thinking and searching, I had a chance, or possible chance, to get 2 vehicles. Actually, I was supposed to get 2 vehicles actually this weekend. I was supposed to be going out of town this weekend to get it, but like I said, it fell through. But what it was going to be, and I kind of hinted about this on Instagram a couple times. I think I put which one should I get, and in essence I was going to get both of them. But what it was, my daughter just got her driver's permit. She'll have her license here probably before the end of summer, so she'll be a senior next year. I was going to let her drive the Malibu, which I'm still going to let her drive it. That'll basically be her car to drive to school, because I'm tired of getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning to take her to school. But so I'll let her drive the Malibu, so I can still drive mini skirt, and that's why I've been in such a rush to get mini skirt painted and ready to go, where I can just pull it out and drive it whenever I want to. But I really wanted to get me another vehicle as a daily driver, but then I wanted a project vehicle to put this 5.3 in. So what it came down to, I wanted an OBS truck, right? So I had an opportunity to get an OBS truck, and I also wanted a Chevy Trailblazer, like a 06, 7, 8 model. So I had a chance to get that too. So I was trying to decide which one I was going to get. Was I going to put this 5.3 in whichever one I got? And then I realized, you know what, I could probably get them both. So that was my plan. My plan was to get both of those vehicles. I was going to use the Trailblazer SS, I mean, not an SS. I'm talking out my rear now. It was a Trailblazer LS, 2-wheel drive. So I was going to use that as my daily. But initially I was thinking, well, I could put the 5.3 in and kind of make it like an SS clone. But then once I got information on this OBS, I was like, no. This 5.3 is definitely going to go into OBS. So the Trailblazer was just going to be a daily driver. I was still going to make it an SS clone as far as appearance, but I was going to leave the drivetrain alone. I think that one had a 4200 inline 6 in it, 4.2 liter inline 6. So I was just going to leave that in there and rock with that as a daily driver. So that was the plan with that. And then I was gonna put mini skirt in storage. Like I said, that's why when I posted that video, when I said I was getting ready to put it back together, because I was gonna be driving it this summer. That's why I was doing that. I was putting all the pieces back on it, because I was gonna have to put it in storage to make room to put the OBS in the garage. So because most of the storage places around here, if you're storing a vehicle, they say it has to be, they can't be in parts, and it has to be running and driving. You can't, they won't let you, at least most of the ones that I checked out, they won't let you store a vehicle there as a non-running vehicle. So that's why I was trying to get everything put back together, so that way I can drive it there and park it or whatever. So like I say, all that fell through. So the 5.3 is for sale if y'all want it. It does run. The only issue that it had, from the guy that I bought it from, he mentioned that he had oil pressure issues. So I'm not sure what it was with the oil pressure. It's probably the barbell, I think is what y'all call it, or I think it's the barbell. It probably could be that, because I think he said he swapped the oil pump out. So, but he still was having like fluctuation issues with the oil pressure. So just a heads up on that if you're interested. But it did run. It does have a cam in it. I'll put the specs up on the screen, and I'll put a link to the cam in the description of this video. But it's a Summit cam. I think it's like a low lift truck cam, but I think they stopped making that cam, because when I tried to pull it up last time, I couldn't. It said out of stock or discontinued or something like that. But it'll still show it on there. That way you can see the specs on it. So if you want it, man, let me know. Like I say, you got to be local, and you're gonna have to come pick it up. But I need it gone. I don't even want to sit here no more. So both of those projects fell through. They're off the table. I'm full-fledged. I'm all go on miniskirt. Like I said, I got all my materials. I'm getting ready to get this thing painted. It will be painted by the end of the summer. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it to Whip Fest or not, but it will be painted before school starts back for the next school semester. So doors for sale, hit me up. Engines for sale, hit me up. You got to be local in Dallas-Fort Worth area. I'm in Arlington Pacific, Mansfield area, but if you're anywhere in this area, you got to come pick it up. So just let me know if you're interested. Hit me up on, I would say send me a message on Instagram if you're interested. If you see this video, just send me a direct message. That way we can communicate. And like I say, if you're interested, you got to come pick it up. I need a deposit. Let me know you're serious. If you change your mind, I'll refund you the deposit, but I need a deposit to hold it because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a lot of people hitting me up about this. So let me know what y'all want to do, and I'll respond accordingly. So stay tuned. If you're not already, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. Click that notification bell. And like I always say, check me out on Instagram and TikTok at PennyLS1. We about to get busy, man. It's already hot. Look, it's humid as hell today, but man, stay tuned for more craziness. And until next time, PennyLS1. Y'all already know. Holla at your boy.